the shipping line. Well, my attitude about, the point of shipping line is not to bring back the NNSL. That's not the issue. The issue is that we should have a shipping line because we realize that most of our imports today are on cost, insurance, and freight, whereas our export and FOB, we're losing so much in the area of freight because we don't have a shipping line that could compete with most of these other shipping lines in other parts of the world. So the intention is to have a PPP. The government might decide to have a token equity, or alternatively it could be purely private partnership. We're not looking at bringing back the moribund or liquidated NLSL. I don't believe government should actually be in business, to be honest with you. Government will create an enabling environment for business to thrive. The failure of the other something was because NSL was owned purely by government and it died, a natural death. You should allow the private sector that are trained for business to drive business. So what we're looking at is a partnership between perhaps public and private, or private. But we need to have a line that will flag our own flag and enjoy the opportunity of not only participating in freight, but even participating in bringing imports to our country. If we have our own line, we're entitled to about 40% of import coming to our country. So that's the kind of thing we are looking at, not the net sell that is liquidated. The dredging of River Niger, I believe dredging is always going to be a continuous thing for government. So I believe River Niger too will be part of the dredging program that we have. We are going to be doing dredging. We're already doing maintenance dredging for most of our channels. So River Niger will not be an exception. I believe there's a program to continue to dredge River Niger. Thank you.
Improve revenue earnings. A key measure of success for the ministry is to increase the contribution of the marine and blue economy to national GDP while directing revenue for government for the important parts of national economic development. To achieve this, we are currently implementing a three-program strategy that is focused on 1, blocking revenue leakages, 2, enhancing revenue generations from established sources, and 3, identify and rolling out new blue economy revenue sources. The ministry has achieved a ramp-up of revenue to government in the last 1 year and is poised to do more. In comparison of Q1 2023 against Q1 2024, revenue performance across the agencies revealed a 92% increase. The table is shown below. The NPA has increased revenue from 82 billion to 170 billion. The MASA has increased revenue from 37 billion to 62 billion. Nigerian Shippers Council from 4.8 billion to 8.6 billion. Meanwhile, 1.087 billion to 1.4 billion. We have increased the total revenue from 126,959,074,742 to 242,811,745,385. The increased revenue performance has largely been due to a 10% increase in the number of vessels calling at our port due to strategic investment in port infrastructure in the last 1 year, mooring boats, patrol vessels, and dredging of the port channel. We also heightened revenue assurance by deploying technology. Revenue generation is critical to us. In this regard, we have commenced the rollout of the following initiatives, among others. 1, commissioning of revenue enhancement studies focused on the ministry, its department, and agencies. The objective is to further identify and block leakages while identifying recommendations to expand current revenue sources. 2, automation of revenue collection processes to eliminate bottlenecks and enhance transparency and accountability. Deploying revenue assurance technologies to ensure accurate and complete billings in line with established contracts and services rendered, ensuring the efficient utilization of existing assets through concessions to the private sector and public-private partnership as required. Investment promotion campaigns targeting both domestic and international investors for investment in marine and blue economy sectors. Port infrastructure and connectivity. Some of the key achievements of the ministry in port infrastructure within the past 1 year include the following. Promotion of inland dry port. We are promoting the development of inland dry ports in strategic locations across the country. They have a combined capacity of 165,000 tripods. The inland dry port will help to decongest our seaports, deliver a net decrease in transportation costs and environmental challenges, and promote overall improvement in public safety through reduced road accidents. Commissioning of Funtua Dry Port. We have finalized the Funtua Inland Dry Port, which was commissioned by Mr. President, represented by the AGF, on the 9th of May this year. This will improve the ease of doing business and increase our share of the Sahel trade. Seaport infrastructure upgrade. Fund has been sourced for the comprehensive modernization and reconstruction of Tinkham Island and Apapa Port Complex, and discussions are ongoing for sourcing funds for the rehabilitation of One, River Delta, and Calabar Port complexes. The port modernization projects are expected to generate at least 20,000 jobs, to congest the port and improve ease of doing business. Port equipment renewal. Alongside the port rehabilitation project, we're also modernizing port equipment as we are strategically positioning to reclaim our port as the maritime hub for West Africa. For example, we recently acquired the first of its kind in Africa, marine craft such as the recently commissioned 2 units of 80-ton bollard pull tugboat. Dredging of navigation channels is ongoing. Access and connectivity to ports is equally ongoing. Lagos Calabar Superhighway. The ministry commends the great initiative of Mr. President on the project. The superhighway is set to boost tourism and facilitate private sector investment in development, of which result marine park, water sport, etc. The project will create thousands of jobs and open up new economic opportunities in the coastal area. Fishery and aquaculture. Honourable Minister of Information and other ministers present. Ladies and gentlemen, long before the Department of Fishery was formally moved to the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, we realized from the onset that apart from the modernization and rehabilitation of port, fishing is one sure way to create more jobs and reduce poverty through the value chain. To this end, we have reached an understanding with an indigenous data systematic group for enhanced fish production that will position Nigeria as a global leader in fishery. We shall soon be signing an MOU to drive home this initiative. In the medium and long term, the focus will be to address the crucial challenges of insufficient fish meat production for feed and enhanced artisanal fishery. Also, the strategic exploitation of Nigerian exclusive economic zone is anticipated to produce significantly high trawling and sea farming export-oriented revenue. The transition of the Department of Fishery and Agriculture, which was effected in March 2024, in addition to the aforementioned, the following have been achieved in the past of months. Engaging with AU-IBAR. We are engaging with the AU-IBAR towards the development of a roadmap for fisheries and agriculture in Nigeria to expand the scope and certification of fishing. Development of fisheries policy is ongoing. We are collaborating with private sector to establish fish harbors and terminals. We are currently working to establish our fish harbors and terminals through PPP arrangement. On the sideline of the 9th Ocean Conference, which I attended in Greece, we engaged some officials and the private sector consolidated contractors company and SA in discussion to invest $70 million in fish harbor development in Nigeria. This will improve the value chain of our fish production. Upscale of fish production, the ministry is collaborating with several international partners to develop programs on tilapia. Stakeholder consultation. We are engaging with all the various stakeholders groups in fisheries and aquaculture. Those include a consultative session with fish terminal operators and a two-day stakeholders engagement with the Fishing Trawlers Association of Nigeria, Fish Dealers Association, and Shipowners Association. Port operational efficiency. Some of the key achievements of DBG as regard port efficiency within the past year include the following: port community system, revenue enhancement. We are in the final stage of implementation for the port community system that will automate port processes and enhance revenue earnings. Procurement of scanners. The ministry has engaged the Nigerian Customs Services and is facilitating with the agency to ensure the rapid development of scanners at all ports. The objective is to fast-track port processes, reduce congestion, and improve transparency at the port. Reducing the number of agencies at the port. The ministry, in collaboration with other ministries, is looking at the possibility of reducing the number of security agencies at the port to about 7 before the end of the year. National single window. We must commend the president for the steering committee set up to actualize this particular project. The now window initiative is to facilitate efficient trial processing at the port and enhance revenue generations while limiting the bureaucratic bottlenecks. Ease of doing business, supported by the 90-day regulatory reform accelerator of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, NP and NS-NIMASA have accomplished all reform activities recommended by the Council to boost transparency in the operations of the agencies and are progressing steadily with regards to the ease of doing business. International cargo tracking. We are currently pursuing the adoption of technology and the use of modern equipment in port operations, such as the implementation of the international cargo tracking nodes. The call-off system, the e-cost system at the Lagos port is in place and is being reviewed for improved efficiency to reduce the traffic gridlock on port access roads and improve turnaround time for vessels. Maritime security and safety. The first job of the government is the security and welfare of the people. The security of human lives and economic activities in the EEZ and inland waterways is of paramount interest to the Federal Ministry of Marine and Economy. Within the past 1 year, the ministry has moved to fast-track implementation of the Deep Blue project. 7 armored patrol boats have been provided for flag state, port state, and coastal state operations. In this first year, we have recorded 0 incidents of piracy and terrorism within the Nigerian territorial water. Our achievements in ensuring security in our territorial water surpass the achievement of other West African countries. We have been able to enforce maritime regulations, enhance safety, and prevent illegal activities in the inland waterways. Wreck removal. Wreck removal is an ongoing process for the ministry through its agencies. Safety regulations of inland waterways. In 6 months, we have achieved the gazetting of the Inland Water Transportation Safety Code. We have deployed 80 water marshals to supervise the issue of passengers on boats to ensure that boats don't run after 6 p.m. Whether they will run between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. We are training the trade marshals to enforce this particular regulation. We have procured and deployed fiber-reinforced plastic fast-moving boats that include a 162-seater and 132-seater passenger boat to replace the wooden canoes. This is a pilot scheme to evaluate the viability of such water buses in remote area. The plan is to scale it up to phase out these wooden rickety boats. The development of water ambulances. We provided water ambulances for pond search and rescue operations on the inland waterways. This will reduce fatalities whenever accident occur on our inland waterways. Security surveillance of inland waterways, installation of electric tidal gauge, pre-distribution of 2,000 high-capacity life jackets are ready for distribution. Blue economic development. The blue economic development has the potential to drive inclusive growth, create employment opportunities, and alleviate poverty. Marine resource mapping. The Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research has commenced work to map out the country's various marine resources. This will enable us to tap our huge potentials in fisheries and agriculture, seabed mining, and biotechnology. Provision of offshore waste reception facilities. We are signing an MOU with the company on a PP basis. Memorandum of understanding with similar Denmark on a full-scale, very high-frequency data exchange system. Climate change initiative. Green Maritime African Coalition Initiative. The MASA established a memorandum of understanding with the Ramtime Organization of West African and East African and African Ship Owners Association towards realizing the ambitious goal of net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2050. Ocean carbon removal. The ministry is collaborating with CC's Geophysical Running Tape Tide on ocean-based carbon removal opportunities in Nigeria. Capacity building. We have trained seafarers, about 100 of them, within the last few months, and they have been placed on vessels. We've equally increased the number of placement of Nigerian seafarers on board vessels by 23%. We are developing courses on coastal and maritime tourism, biodiversity conservation, ship finance and management through the Oron Maritime Institute. Shipping and maritime trade. Some of the key achievements of the ministry as regards shipping and maritime trade within the past 1 year include the following. The need for a national flag carrier. Efforts are on top gear to create a national carrier based on a PP arrangement that will entail very limited equity participation by government. This will reduce capital flights, create shipping jobs, and enable Nigerian ship owners to benefit more from the global maritime shipping trade through cost, insurance, and freight of cargo on board. The import to Nigeria is purely on the basis of CIF, whereas that's cost, insurance, and freight, whereas our export is on FOP. So we're losing substantially on insurance and freight. So if we have this shipping line to allow our people to earn so much in the area of freight that is being repatriated to the foreign CFF. Well, I think I've been asked to round up. The chairman is not even willing to give me 5 minutes additional time. CFF, I know is an important thing that has been generating a lot of issues among ship owners. We are already looking at the possibility of disbursement of the fund, but we want to ensure that it's a revolving scheme. It is something that must be available for other people to benefit from. Well, I'm short of time. I don't know. We've established protocols that okay. Well, thank you very much. I look forward to an opportunity of doing better than this in another opportunity for presentation. God bless you.